Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Leatherneck Insider. I'm Nick Grunwald.
And I am Abdullah Dukuri. Western Illinois baseball player Dylan Sears is currently on his 7th hit streak. Sears is 12 for his last 30 runs and 7 RBIs during the streak.
Western Illinois baseball senior Dylan Sears talks about what it means to him to be a team leader.
It means a lot. Being a guy that came in and 5 years ago now and kind of going through the ranks and going through each stage of college baseball in general. And, it means a lot to be somebody that guys can come to when stuff ain't going right or stuff is going right, to talk through each situation within the game.
Sears then talks about what his biggest accomplishments were for baseball since coming to Western.
I'd say probably beating Louisville last year was probably one of the coolest things that we've done since I've been here. I think they were ranked 4th in the country at the time. So that was a really cool thing for myself and the team to kind of get that win and get the season going.
Sears gives an overview of what he thinks the rest of the season will look like for Western Illinois baseball.
We can kind of find a way to bounce back here and get things rolling in the right direction. The first half that hasn't necessarily gone the way we kind of wanted it to, but that ain't stopping us. We're gonna keep coming in every day and working and hopefully get things turned around and head in the right direction here going into the later part of the season.
Reporting for Leatherneck Insider, this is Riley Matthews.
Sears has a chance to keep his hot streak going as WIU is back in action this week for its home opening series against North Dakota State. Softball opened up their home and conference season this past weekend. Western came from behind twice in Game 1 of the 3-game series to take a 9-8 victory over St. Thomas. St. Thomas got the best of the Leathernecks in Games 2 and 3, winning 13-5 and 5-1. The Leathernecks were led by Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week nominee Amy Ill. Ill went 4 for 9 with 2 RBIs, and she also scored 4 runs. Western continues their homestand as they take on the Fighting Hawks of North Dakota on April 2nd and April 3rd.
Western Illinois volleyball is making some changes to the staff, and head coach Dale Starr won with the familiar faces to fill the vacant position. After playing 5 seasons under Coach Starr, the new assistant coach Landot let us know how the relationship have moved from player to coach relationship to coach relationship.
So playing under Dale Starr for 5 years has been fun and exciting, and we've had our ups and downs, I can't lie. We've always had a pretty good relationship and very honest throughout my 5 years playing. We've just been able to be very open with one another and honest about everything, and I think moving that relationship into the coach to coach relationship just makes our relationship even stronger, being able to be upfront to one another and discuss like those harder decisions we have to make and things like that. So yeah, it'll be a little bit of a change, but not much.
As the WIU volleyball welcomed the new assistant coach, Alison London told us what she looked to implement to the team.
Coming into this program, Dale and I, we just are really trying to rebuild this culture that the team has and trying to bring a little success into the program and things like that. And I just want to be able to be that coach that can be there for the girls on the court and off the court as well. I think that's really important as an assistant coach.
Reporting from Leatherneck Insider, I am Abdullah Dukuri.
Coaching turnovers don't stop with volleyball. WIU football has made some changes to their staff as well, bringing in Todd Drury, Michael Prefer Jr., and Aaron Savage. Coach Hendrickson is hoping these new acquisitions will be able to help elevate the program with the experience they bring with them.
Every football player dream is hearing their name called on a draft day, knowing their goal of playing in NFL is coming true. Western Illinois has a player who has the opportunity to turn their dream into reality.
Western Illinois hosted their Pro Day on March 23rd to give players the opportunity to showcase their athletic ability to multiple NFL scouts hoping to find the next big talent. I got to sit down with Western star wide receiver Dennis Houston to talk about how he is preparing for the next level.
Well, being around the athletes I've been around, it's been pushing me in a positive way. We got some good talent here at XT Performance in Florida, but I've always been locked in, but this process has been what I've always wanted since the season ended. I've been thinking about it before the season began, but everything's been accumulating to what I've wanted. So I've just been locked in.
Dennis Houston, who was originally from San Antonio, Texas, made the journey all the way up to Macomb to play football. I asked him how the transition went from playing in Texas heat to the Macomb cold.
It was tough, but it gives you a whole nother perspective about playing in the cold, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it teaches you real toughness and how to mentally preparate for practicing in the cold, playing in the cold. But I'm glad I went through it because a lot of people don't get that experience until they get to a cold game in the league, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I went through it.
After his 3 impressive seasons with the Western Illinois Leathernecks, where he racked up honors such as 2 straight first-team All-Missouri Valley Conference wide receiver and set the school record for receptions in a season, I asked him what he's going to miss most about playing football in a Leatherneck uniform.
I just had to grind with my brothers. I mean, I'm going to get that same grind in the NFL, but just grinding to get to this situation, you know what I'm saying? And feeling that hunger that we had to perform in order to get this opportunity. And I know a lot of guys that are still trying to get themselves a better opportunity to shine and get to the next level, and I respect it. And we all know what we can do. So the fact that we're here now just is a testament to the hard work we put in.
Good luck to Dennis and all the Western Illinois Leathernecks that participated in the Pro Day. For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Austin Holznagel.
Thanks, Austin. I can't wait to see Dennis and other Leathernecks get their shot in the next NFL season. The Western Illinois tennis team picked up win number 2 on the young season as they beat Quincy University 4-3. All eyes were on head coach Sean Hayden as he came into the day just 1 win away from his 100th career win. The Leathernecks found success with their number 4, 5, and 6 singles, who all won their matches late in the day. The Leathernecks will hit the road for Summit League action as they travel to Denver for their next match. Coming up next on Leatherneck Insider, we head down the street to Macomb High as we check in on the Bombers.
Here, I engineer the future.
Here, I have countless opportunities. Here, I do research.
Right here at Western.
Welcome back to Leatherneck Insider. High school baseball has just begun, and the Macomb High Bombers return with an experienced team ready to set up.
The Macomb High School baseball team kicked off their season on March 16th. The Bombers are an experienced team, but head coach Brock Bainter hopes to see his players step into some larger roles.
Well, we got a lot of guys back, and that's always exciting when you've got a lot of returners. The thing that concerns me is that a lot of them played secondary roles last year, and they're going to have to step up and play much bigger roles. But I think the potential's there.
Bainter thinks that potential has a high ceiling and has set some lofty goals for his program.
We want to win a regional championship, and we kind of set that early on, and we've talked about that as a group. It seems to be every year we want to be playing on regional Saturday for a chance to move on to that sectional. We were able to get there last year, so I think everything we do right now is building towards that goal of playing on regional championship Saturday and having a chance to move on to that sectional.
Reporting for Leatherneck Insider, I'm Trevor Davis.
The Bombers currently sit at 0-2 and will take on Canton in their next game on April 8th. Heading over to the softball diamond, the Macomb High softball team kicked off their season with a strong start as they defeated Abington Avon on Saturday 16-0. The Bombers will have a short break before their next game as they take on Bushnell Prairie on April 11th.
What an impressive start to the season for the Bombers. I'm excited to see where they're going from here. Coming up next, a Macomb native is getting a chance of scenery, and the Leatherneck Insider reporter Johnny Zajarowski joined us in studio with more insight on the move.
Your vision.
My goal is to work at a top 100 television station as a reporter, anchor, and a producer.
Our mission.
Thanks to Western, I have a resume that would beat out most students from the top journalism schools in the country.
This is Western Illinois University.
I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Welcome back. A former resident of Pretzel City, USA, like yours truly, is making his return to Macomb. Johnny, what more can you tell us on the story?
The person you're referring to, Nick, is WIU alum Scott Holland. Holland has spent the last 10 years as the sports editor for the McDonough County Voice before taking on his new role as the new assistant athletic director for WIU.
My wife and I were looking at moving back closer to our family. My family's in the Quad Cities, her family's Peoria and Quad Cities, and we were looking for something maybe a little bit more community related as well. We have young children, so that was very important to us to move to maybe a smaller community where our kids could be more involved and we could be more involved with them as well.
Taking on a new position comes new responsibilities. Holland gives us an insight on his new role in the department.
Right now, our main responsibilities are basically handling all information involving athletics, whether it's a game story, a preview, a feature, and then putting it out to the public, keeping people informed as far as what's going on at Western Illinois on the athletic side. But it's also maintenance, keeping the website up to date, rosters, all that statistical information as well, so people know what's going on, whether they're invested in Western Illinois or whether it's an upcoming opponent, and keeping them informed as well as what's going on here.
With the new opportunity, Holland would really like to see WIU get more publicity, not just from the local level, but national.
It's to tell the student-athlete story and the story of our programs. I think that's maybe the most important thing we can do, is get their story out there, because it's not just wins and losses, it's not what they do on game day. These kids all have a story to tell, and they're all interesting stories, and I think letting people know them really helps sell the athletic department and our programs to people in the community, alumni, people abroad who are interested in what's going on here in Macomb.
This has been Johnny Jazarowski for Leatherneck Insider. Holland is very excited to start his new job with WIU Athletics and looks forward to getting the athletes' stories out there. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Johnny. Coming up next on a Leatherneck Insider, we'll shift gear to the track as WIU finish up their first weekend of the outdoor season.
Western Illinois University. Our beginnings in 1902 focused on providing affordable teacher education training. We've changed with the times and excelled through the years. Today, Western is positioned for the next 100 years and beyond. Affordability of diverse academic programs, outstanding learning opportunities, and hands-on experiences provide excellent job placement for our graduates. This is Western, forever Western.
The WIU track and field team had their first outdoor meet last weekend and had a couple of top 5 finishes. For the women's team, Paulina Westerfield finished 3rd in the 5,000 meter and 4th in the 1,500, while Tyrone Taylor placed 4th overall in the triple jump. For the men's team, Lucas Hofer placed 3rd in the 800 meter, with Richard Brown finishing right behind him in 4th. However, they weren't the only Leatherneck duo to place top 5 in their event, as Logan Lamel finished 3rd in the 1,500, with Akeem Colley right behind him finishing 4th. The Leathernecks will compete again this Friday and Saturday in the Joey Haynes Invitational in Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Quite an impressive performance to start the season. In WIU men basketball news, Coach Gier was named a finalist for the Ben Job Award. The Ben Job Award is presented annually to the top Division I minority coach. It is named in honor of one of the finest men in college basketball. Coach Benjo is an icon in the history of basketball at historically black colleges and universities. He is the best known as the head coach of the Southern University, a position he held for 12 seasons. Coach Gier led the Leatherneck to the 16-16 overall record. This past season, giving the program its most wins since 2012-2013 season. Their 500 win percentage was also the best in 2012 and 2013 season. We wish Coach Gier the best of luck in his recognition.
Such an accomplishment just to be named as a finalist. Congratulations, Coach Jeter. Free agency has been in full swing across the major leagues, and there's been plenty of moves to get caught up on.
Baseball is right around the corner, and many teams have made changes with their teams, regardless if they're rebuilding or competing for the World Series. The National League looks stacked as we got teams like the Colorado Rockies of the NL West, who added a talented player like Chris Martin to help out on both offense and defense. The Dodgers are looking to keep the NL West title once again. It should be a good battle between the Rockies and the Dodgers. For the NL Central, we got teams like the Cardinals and the Brewers that could be fighting for the top spot of the division, as teams like the Chicago Cubs, Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Cincinnati Reds are all in the middle of the rebuild. The defending World Series champions Atlanta Braves of the NL East looks to keep their spot on the top of the division, but we should keep an eye on teams like the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals. Moving on to the American League, there will be a big battle of the AL Central between the Chicago White Sox, Minnesota Twins, and now with a new name for their franchise, Cleveland Guardians. After the Yankees re-signed veteran star Anthony Rizzo, they look to take control of the AL East. And the Houston Astros look to continue to take over the AL West. This should be a great and exciting season, as opening day is April 7th. For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Ben Polanka.
That's all the time we have today. We will be back next week with a new episode of Leatherneck Insider. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at InsiderWIU. And be sure to like us on Facebook. Until next time, I'm Abdullah Dukure.
And I'm Nick Grunwald. Don't forget to keep an eye out for the Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week. And be sure to get your vote in to decide who will walk away with this prestigious award. Have a great rest of your week.